Let's start solving few questions on subject-verb agreement. The umpire as well as the batsman blank at the social event conducted by the educational institutions. Option A, volunteering. Option B, volunteers. Option C, volunteer. Option D, are volunteering. In order to identify the answer for this question, first of all, we need to check the rule. Here we have two subjects. One is umpire and the second one is the batsman. So we are combining these two subjects by using a term as well as. Whenever we use the terms like as well as with, together with, according to the rule of subject-verb agreement, we should give priority to the first subject. Our first subject here is singular. So our answer should be singular. So based on this, option B is the right answer. Volunteering is grammatically wrong. Why? Because whenever you use ing forms in front of those, you should use a helping verb. Here, we do not have any helping verb. So eliminate option A. And option C is plural, which is wrong. Are volunteering, again, umpire is singular subject. So that is the reason option B is the right answer. Now let's look into the next question. Elon Musk and his team blank a theory of multiple blank on such matters as cryptocurrency and public transport. Option A, has intelligence. B, have intelligences. C, has intelligences. D, have intelligence. So, by looking at this question, we can understand that Elon Musk and his team. Here we have two subjects, and these two subjects are combined by using a conjunction and. So, according to the rule of according to the rule of subject-verb agreement, here we should take a plural verb, a theory of multiple. So, when do we use this term multiple? I have multiple options, or I have multiple roles, or I have multiple projects in this month that I am taking up. So whenever you use this term multiple, it is more like using the word many. I have many chocolates or I have many problems. So whenever you use this term, the noun next to it should always be plural because the term multiple itself represents something which is plural. So that is the reason here also we should choose the answer which is plural, and here also we should choose the answer which is plural. Both are plural. So only option B is actually agreeing with the rule what we have here. If you see at option A, C and D, one is singular and one is plural, which is wrong. So that is the reason here the right answer is option B. Now let's look into the next question. The play ensemble blank performing blank roles in rehearsal as if they were possessed by someone. Option A, are there. Option B, is there. Option C, is the. Option D, has been there. So, in order to identify the answer to this question, we should recall a rule in subject-verb agreement first. The play ensemble. Here, our subject is a collective noun. So, whenever we use collective nouns as our subject, the verb we use generally will be singular, unless if that collective noun is referring to the entities in that particular noun individually. So, first of all, in order to identify the answer to this question, we have to understand whether this collective noun is referring to the entire group or to the individual members in that play. So let me explain it clearly with another example in order to understand this question. For example, if I say the team is ready to play, this is absolutely correct. And there are no grammatical mistakes in this particular sentence. Why? Because the team is ready to play. Team, the term team is a collective noun where it is representing group of team members, right? So in the same way, whenever we use collective nouns, the verb we generally use will become singular. However, there is an exceptional case for it. What is that exceptional case? So here, this is the second example. In the first example, I have used the team is. However, in the second example, I have used a verb which is plural. The team are accompanied by their wives to the party tonight. And this is also absolutely correct. What is the difference between these two sentences? When I said the team is ready to play, I am referring to the whole team, not to the team members. I am using it as a collective noun directly. In the second sentence, the team are accompanied by their wives. Will the team have wives or team members have wives? Obviously, team members have wives, their individual wives, not the team as a whole group. So that is the reason here I am talking about team members, and this is not representing one unit. So I am using a plural verb here. Hence, we are referring about team members. So I am using a plural verb. If I am referring to the team itself as a collective noun, then I will be using a singular verb. So now let's check whether this play ensemble is referring to the play ensemble as a collective noun or the members in the play individually. Obviously, here it is representing to the members in the play individually. If you see, the play ensemble are performing their roles. Not everyone is taking the same role. Each and every person is taking their own individual roles. So that is the reason here the answer is option A. The play ensemble are performing their roles in rehearsal. Now let's look into the next question. A large pack of coyotes blank killed the cattle of the people who live in the outskirts of the city. Option A, have. Option B, have. Option C, has. And option D, have been. So just now I have told you in the previous example that whenever we use collective nouns, the verb should be singular if this collective noun is representing one unit. So here a large pack, the term pack is a collective noun, and all the coyotes means it is one of the breeds in wolves. So coyotes, animals. So all together, all the coyotes together killed the cattle. So here it is not talking about coyotes individually. Here, hence it is representing one unit. Hence this collective noun is representing one unit. So our verb should be singular. So now let's identify how many of the options are taking singular verb. Only one option, and that is option C. So based on this, you can directly eliminate option A, B, and D. And the right answer here is has. It is very important that he blank at the project meeting with all of us. Option A, were. Option B, is. Option C, was. And option D, be. Now, let's identify what the answer is. It is very important. Here, the term is representing us that the entire sentence is in present tense, right? So, we cannot choose option A and C as our answers because our question is in present tense and option A and C are representing the past tense. We cannot combine present and past tenses in the same sentence unless the sentence demands for it, right? So here there is a tense mismatching. So based on that, we can clearly eliminate A and C. Now we are left out with option B and option D. Now, if you think that here the answer is option D, now let's read it once. It is very important that he is at the project meeting with all of us. So what are we saying? It is very important that he needs to be at the project meeting. So he needs to be or he should be at the project meeting. Means it is going to happen in future, not in present, right? Like in the nearby future. So here, if you say he is at the project meeting, according to the sentence framing, it means that he is already at the project meeting. If he is already at the project meeting, why do we even need to highlight it? So that is the reason, eliminate option B. Because if you use is here, it means that he is already in the meeting. But we are saying that it is very important that he needs to be there. So in order to not to change the context, we have to choose option D as our answer. It is very important that he be at the project with all of us. So it means similarly, he should be at the project meeting with all of us. Every year, the Spanish class blank novel reports on blank winter reading. Option A, reads there. Option B, writes there. Option C, write there. Option D, reads next. According to the context, we can directly eliminate option D. Why? What is the meaning of winter reading? Winter reading means whatever they observe in their winter vacation and they need to write or read some reports on that winter vacation, right? So, according to the context, we cannot use the term next in the second blank. So, we will eliminate option D. Now, we are left with option A, B, C. If we observe it clearly, in all the options, one thing is quite similar. It is the second blank, there. And there is used to refer plural entities. So if we use there here in the second blank, obviously we have to use plural verb here also. So based on that, we can eliminate option A and option B. Why? Because reads is singular and there is plural. And even here also, writes is singular and there is plural. If you are using plural pronoun here, then here also you should use the plural verb. So here the answer is right. And again, as I told you before, this is also based on the rule of collective noun. And here this collective noun is not referring one unit. It is referring the class students individually. So each and every student will write their own record or report. So based on that, the right answer is option C. All information blank confidential and should not blank passed on to other employees in the office. Option A, was, have been. Option B, were, had been. Option C, are, have. Option D, were, have been. So, according to the rule of the subject verb agreement, information, the term information, it is an uncountable noun. Whenever we use uncountable nouns, obviously the verb we use should be singular. For example, the water is on the floor. The water is, I'm not saying the water are. The rice is delicious or the rice is overcooked. The term rice is an uncountable noun. So that is the reason I'm using the rice is instead of using a plural verb. So based on this, I can eliminate all these three options. Why? Because in all the three options here in the first blank, our answer is plural, which is wrong. So that is the reason the right answer is option A. Measles blank caused by the Ebola virus. It spreads either through direct contact with a person who has the virus or through droplets in the air. Option A, or an infectious illness. Option B, is an infectious illness. Option C, were an infectious illness. Option D, have been. So earlier we have discussed a rule. Whenever we refer to names of movies or titles of diseases or whatever it is, even though they sound plural, we should always use singular verb. For example, mumps is a dangerous disease. Mumps, even though it is ending with S, we consider it as singular. Hence, it is a title of a disease. It is a name of a disease. In the same way, mathematics is my favorite subject. Just because the term mathematics is ending with S, we cannot take it as it is plural because it is a name of a subject. Just like physics is my favorite topic or physics is my favorite subject. In the same way, here measles is a name of a disease. So our verb should be singular. If we look at the options, option A is starting with R, which is plural. So wrong. We can eliminate option A, option D, and option C also. Option A, C, D are eliminated. We are left with just option B. Why? Because it is starting with is. So here our answer is option B. Planes, trains, and automobiles blank a record as this generation's best comedy drama. Option A, have created. Option B, are created. Option C, have been created. Option D, has created. Just now I have told you in the previous question that this is the title of the comedy drama, right? Hence it is the title. Obviously, our verb should be singular. So what is the answer here? Option D. Why? Because only option D is singular and the remaining all three options are taking plural verbs in it. Mark Zuckerberg's power and position have no charm for him anymore in Facebook marketing. So here, what do we need to do is, we have a sentence and that one sentence has been divided into three parts. And you need to identify what the error is in this sentence. If there is no error, we need to choose option D, no error as our answer. Now let's figure out where the error is. Here, the answer is option B. Here there is the error. It is not has. We need to replace this have with has. Why? Because we are talking about Mark Zuckerberg's power and position. So if you are thinking this power and position are acting as two different subjects, then you are wrong. Because both the singular nouns are representing the same person, power and position. So initially we have gone through a rule where two singular nouns are representing the same idea or the thing. The verb should be singular. So according to that rule here, it is not have, the answer should be has. So the error is in part B. The bus with many passengers have weaved onto the shoulder of the road, which caused commotion in traffic. So where is the error here in this sentence? I say that the error is in part A. What is the error exactly? We need to replace this term have with has. Why? Because what is our subject here? Our subject is the bus with many passengers. So when the moment we see this term passengers, since it is plural, we think that here the answer is have. But no, it is wrong because our main subject is bus. And there is one more rule also. Whenever we use the terms like with, we need to give priority to the first subject, right? So bus. Here our subject is singular. So it is very clear and easy. Our answer should be, our verb should be singular. So the error is in part A. Replace have with has. Well, like Tilly Tepe from Graves, the Curedale treasures, the battery and gold are the most valuable archaeological discoveries in history. So where is the error in this sentence? If you observe this sentence clearly, what is our subject here? Our subject is wealth. But we think that we are talking about these treasures, the treasures names that I have mentioned here. So we should not get misled by the phrases or the nouns what we have in between the main subject and the verb. So wealth, it is an uncountable noun. So whenever we use uncountable nouns, our verb should be singular. However, we have used a term are which is plural. So here we have written a plural verb instead of writing a singular verb. So this is the error here. So the right answer is option C. Students, parents, or teacher are attending the event conducted tonight. So what is the error in this sentence? Before identifying the error, we have to understand the sentence here. So we have three subjects in this sentence: students, parents, or teacher. So the first subject is plural and the second subject is also plural and the last one is singular. And what is the term we are using to combine these three subjects? A conjunction or. So according to the rule of subject verb agreement, whenever we use or, nor, either or, neither nor, we should give priority to the last subject. Our last subject is teacher, which is singular. So our verb should be singular. But what is the verb we have used here? are. Is it singular? No, it is plural. So here the error is in option B. So the answer is option. Indeed, he seems not to like his movies as loud as his comedy, nor the film lurch between gun-toting set pieces and high-speed chases. So, what is the error in this sentence? First of all, let's try to figure out the subjects we have. He seems not to like his movies, nor the film. Got it? Here we have two subjects and we are combining these two subjects by using a term nor. Instead of using or, it is similar to the previous question. Instead of using or, we have used nor here. So whenever you use or nor, we should give priority to the last subject as we have already discussed. So here the film, it is a singular noun, singular subject. So our verb should be singular. So what is the verb here? The verb is lurch. Lurch is plural, but our subject is singular. So the error is in part C. We need to replace this lurch with lurches. What is the meaning of lurch, by the way? The meaning of lurch is stumbling or staggering. This is very easy question. One of the reasons why George and Mary left each other are silly and illogical. So what is the error in this sentence? It is very clear. Out of many reasons, we are talking about one of the reasons. So I have told you initially in the rules. So whenever you use something like each of, either of, one of, the verb should always be singular. So one of the reasons means out of many reasons, we are referring into one reason. We are talking about one reason. So our subject is one, which is singular. So obviously our verb should be singular again. So we need to replace this are with is. So the error is the term are here. So what is our answer? The answer is option C. So what is the right answer? One of the reasons why George and Mary left each other is silly and illogical. Member of the Indian federal government and military council announced that the strength of an army to be identical with its numbers. So this is the sentence. And what is the error in this sentence? We are talking about member. So what is our subject? A member of the Indian federal government and military council. Whenever we use two singular nouns and those two singular nouns are representing the same person, then the verb we use need to be singular. Now what is the verb we have used here? Announce. Is it singular or plural? It is plural. Announce is a plural verb. But here, he is the member of, he or she, whoever it might be, that person is the member of Indian federal government and at the same time a member of military council too. Both are referring to the same person. So our verb should be singular. So what is the error here? Announce. Announce is the error and we need to replace that announce with announces. So the right way of saying the sentence is member of the Indian federal government and military council announces that the strength of an army to be identical with its numbers. So that here the error is in part B. Everyone were tired after inattentive salutations while drinking a single glass of wine. For those of us drinking, we headed back to our sleeping quarters. So what is the error in this sentence? This is very easy. What is our subject in this sentence? Everyone. Everyone is our subject. So what kind of pronoun it is? It is a singular indefinite pronoun. So whenever we use the terms like everyone, everything, everybody, the verb should always be singular. Why our verb should be singular? Because everyone is a singular indefinite pronoun. However, we have used a plural verb were here. So we need to replace it with was. So what is the right way of saying this sentence? Everyone was tired after inattentive salutations while drinking a single glass of wine. For those of us drinking, we headed back to our sleeping quarters. So the error is in part A. Virus in all the companies' software are a real threat to safety and confidentiality of the business strategies. So where is the error in this sentence? Here, what is our subject? Virus is our subject and it is a singular noun. We are not talking about viruses. We are talking about virus, right? Our subject is singular. Now, what is the verb we have used? We have used are. Now, are is a plural verb. So, according to our rule, singular subject should agree with singular verb. So, we need to replace this are with is. Now, most of the people get confused because of looking at this company's software. Obviously, we are referring to many companies' software. So, that is the reason we might be thinking that here there is no error. However, there is an error. Replace this are with is. So, virus in all the companies' software is a real threat to safety and confidentiality of the business strategies. This is the right way to say. Either red is unknowingly becoming her dress color or she really has not noticed how all her dresses ended up in same color. So what is the error in this sentence? If I'm not wrong, the moment you see this either or, you know what to do. Whenever we use conjunctions like or, nor, either or, neither nor, we give priority to the last subject. Now, in this sentence, what is our last subject? Whatever we use next to or is our last subject. She. She is our last subject, which is singular. Now, our verb should be singular for sure. Now, what is the verb we have used here? Has. Is it singular or plural? Obviously, it is singular. So, there is no error in this sentence. According to the rule of subject-verb agreement, it is very clear. Either red is unknowingly becoming her dress color or she has not noticed how all her dresses ended up in same color. So, there is no error in this particular sentence. So, this is all about subject-verb agreement with some examples. Please subscribe to our channel and I hope you have learned something new in this video. And see you next time.